Well, welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a phenomenal week of trading and just fun in general in life, and happy President's Day weekend here. So as we follow up from the previous videos I shot, that's the beauty about the type of analysis that I do. It's like Groundhog Day. The same things keep happening over and over and over again, and so you can learn these things, so you can understand. And so the things that I identified from you in the last couple of videos, you go back and watch the videos I did, you'll see exactly what I said, what happened, from that. And here we are going back to this now. This has been a multi-week process where I was shooting videos for you, back over in this area over here, and then the market dropped down, and then it came back up. I said, watch out, that area is still the area of risk, and then it dropped back down. And now here we are weeks later going right back up to that area again. So I strongly, strongly encourage you to go back and watch the videos. You'll see what I was talking about at that time. There's a couple of key things I mentioned, like, hey, what was happening with a couple of key tools like the Stoke 2.0 that's inside of WealthCharts there. And I also mentioned there were some other momentum indicators that were concerning where we were coming back up with the same highs, but we were not getting the same highs here. So now the market's had to sit here for weeks to try to coil up and basically try to see if we can get ready for another breakout attempt. So there's a lot of things happening there, and so here we are, watched back to those same levels. And what's important about this is you'll notice that we had just a little slight attempt to here. There's a little wick, if you can see it back behind there, and then one right here. We tried to go just above there, and this is why I warned you what we really want to see is, remember I said we want to get above, we want to pull back, and then start to take back off. Show that this resistance is now support. Instead, what they did was they trapped the breakout traders and, likely went ahead and got them under a lot of pressure, especially back over here where it went down here. If they didn't sell out, then it went back up there. Like, okay, finally I'm going to make some money on this, and then it makes a lower low, and they're like, okay, I better get out. So they got just worst possible time, and so there's a lot that's going on there, and I just want to remind you that this area, since we had that negative divergence over here inside of WealthCharts, it's just been powerful, and nothing has gone ahead and been able to break this as of yet. But here we are now, weeks later from when we talked about it over here, we are back at it again. So an exciting time for this market. And so again, what I'm looking for, the ideal situation would be, let's see if we can break through this and now make this support and then take off. That's for our long side traders. Obviously, from the short side perspective, well, lots of great short side opportunities came in here when we were down below those levels and pushing down, right? So let's talk about this then for those of you that like to look at the long side here. And of course, whenever the short sides present themselves, we'll focus on those too, which I've done in plenty of past videos. But this is Friday's trading, right, in the NASDAQ. And speaking of the NASDAQ, I want to actually show you something before I show you the intraday. One thing I wanted to talk to you about with the NASDAQ. So we just showed you the S&P there a little bit ago. Well, let's go ahead and just understand that the NASDAQ has actually got a little bit more of a heavy lift to do here. As you can see up here, we still got a little bit more room to go on the NASDAQ, to get it back up here to push up above. So we really want to see multiple markets. And even right here, if you look at this gap area right here and bring that across, right? So you got a huge gap resistance right through there. Okay, so this is going to be an area we want to really push through. All right, so that's just something I wanted to make sure I shared with you on the NASDAQ here as well. Now let's go back and take a look though at the NASDAQ on an intraday basis. All the things that I teach you now, obviously I have the Champion Trend Pack, the TRP, and the ITP, right? So the CTP, which is included, it's some of my exclusive tools. They're only available in WealthCharts, not in any other platform in the world. And what's nice is with Champion Trend Pack there, what happens, you can see everything, the same thing happening over again, right? We fired off things such as the wealth signal. Where do we see wealth signals? Near typically the beginning of trends, right? And then we had another wealth signal over here, right? And then what happened? Then we talked about the breakout forecaster. Where does the breakout forecaster come in? What do we normally look for? Well, it means after a pullback, we expect at least one more higher high, right? Which it did over here. Then you had more breakout forecasters kick in, and after the pullback, what did it do? It made a higher high. And then if it makes a higher high, then after a pullback, we expect at least one more higher high, right? So the breakout forecaster is doing a great job. So that's wonderful. Now, and then of course here, when we have sell side signals on like the champion cross and or like the some of the other intermediate type tools here, when these are short-term sells but the champion trend is bullish, we don't want to take any sells, right? So there's no false signal there, because if the champion cross is not green, the champion trend is not green, right? Then I don't really care what's happening. In order to go long, and so remember, like one of my favorite trades, I like to pull back and come back out, right here. Pull back in, come back out right there, right? And then like here, so it starts firing off all the longs again, pull back in, come back out over here. You guys get the point, right? And these are big moves. These are 10 point, 20 point plus moves, and in many cases much more than that. But reality is that you've had a trailing stop up behind that, and some really neat opportunities present themselves. And Friday it just happened over and over again, everything we talked about. And so I want to build upon those other videos where I was showing you those same exact tools at the Wealth 365 Summit, where I spent days and days going through those different things. There's so many incredible opportunities in this market right now, whether you're a day trader, a prop trader, and a swing trader, an options trader. There's so many neat opportunities in this market right now. And so I've been spending a little bit of time in some of these most recent videos focusing on just powerful tools that are contained, like the Champion Trend Pack inside of WealthCharts there for you, just to go ahead and give you something to get you up and running. And then, of course, when I've been doing some of the other advanced classes that we've invited some people to, carry it on from there. But what's important to understand is, go back to these past videos. And the reason why I say that is because you can see what I said in advance and you can see what happened afterwards. That'll hopefully help you get more confidence in your trading. So you're not feeling like you're trading alone. You're not feeling like you don't have a plan. You don't have any tools. You don't have any things that can help you statistically with a higher degree of probability, forecast what's likely to happen. All those things that give you that confidence to pull the trigger at the right time for the right reasons. And that's what I want to convey here. So please go back and watch this video again. Just even hit some of the highlights that I shared with you, in the, what's happening over here with the NASDAQ, what's happening here with the S&P. Maybe go back and watch some of the previous videos that I've done on this recently, okay? And then, bring it back down into the intraday level. There is the opportunities are absolutely abound. There's great ways, like I was showing you here, how to avoid the false signals. If you've got red here, I'm not looking to trade that, right? Because it's not green and green, so I'm not looking to go long. And if it was, if the market was overall in the downtrend there with like the champion trend, and then all of a sudden you had a little bit of green champion cross, I'm not looking to go long, right? They've got to both be red and red, or green and green. And then of course you got all the tactical signals for entries and re-entries just in that one set of tools by itself, let alone TRP and ITP. We're just talking about champion trend pack there. So learn. Take this great holiday weekend to study up on videos like this. Watch some of my videos from like the Wealth 365 Summit. Watch some of the other videos inside of WealthCharts, all those training materials. I provide you guys many hours worth of wonderful training there. Just learn, and let's go ahead and make it a great week here together next week. All right? So have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week and beyond. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.